Well, hi, everybody. It's Scarlett McAvoy presenting my action research project for this semester. The question I decided to ask and answer here at my school is what is the greatest content need for K-5 students at Katahdin Elementary School? Uh, Katahdin Elementary School is a small school in a rural area. We are a consolidated school, including 5 small towns. We're enrolling 147 students pre-K to 5 in our building. We have 12 classroom teachers, and our population qualifying for free and reduced lunch is a little over 66%. We also have a special ed population identified at 17%. I had 4 sources of data that I used to answer my question. I used 2 different surveys, one for teachers and one for a principal. NWA test data from this fall, 2018, for grades 2 through 5, and STAR math data from last spring, grades 1 through 4. I used a mixed methods approach to my data analysis. Teachers K through 5 participated in this, and also our pre-K through 5 principal in our district. My findings using the survey, quantitatively speaking, was that the student content knowledge, their strongest area was counting and cardinality, where their weakest area was number and operations in base 10. And the quantitative ranking that teachers use to rank themselves in their content and comfort area, their strongest was also counting and cardinality, and their weakest was geometry. When teachers were asked questions that I could assess qualitatively, they said that many students struggle due to the brief exposure in certain domains, and that teachers struggle really for a similar reason, that they have limited experience in teaching certain domains. The principal's quantitative rankings in her survey were similar when it came to the content knowledge of students, ranking the counting and cardinality strongest and geometry the weakest. And the quantitative ranking for how the teacher ranked the principal ranked the teacher's content and comfort, ranking counting and cardinality the strongest again, and the weakest statistics and probability. The principal, when asked questions that I could assess qualitatively, stated that the curriculum that we were using, Eureka Math, began 3 to 4 years ago. And in that time, the curriculum has not been completed in a school year. Therefore, there's usually a lacking in geometry instruction, which is one of the later units. And also, there has been a great lacking in professional development around math. I looked at our NWA results, and in the lower grades, it seems that numbers and operations was the domain of highest need, whereas the higher grades, geometry was the area of higher need. And so I looked into the second highest area of need to see if I could come to a more conclusive answer, which didn't helped a little bit, but not a lot. Grade 2 measurement and data, which is one of the first times that has come up as a need, and grade 3 geometry, which fits into it becoming a greater need in grades 4 and 5. And then grade 5 had numbers in operation as a need, which had shown up in earlier grades as the highest need. Our STAR math data, to me, was very inconclusive, with each grade level having a different area of need. Though one piece of information that I really gleaned from this, though, is that if it was an area of weakness at a grade level, it was an area of weakness for most, if not all, students. It was 100% of the students in grades 1. Operations and algebraic thinking was their lowest area. And same for grades 3 and 4, those areas of weakness, number and operations and geometry. 100% of the students scored lowest in that area. So what is the greatest mathematical content need for students grade 5, K-5 at Katahdin Elementary School? I came up with 2 answers. I feel that the student need is numbers and operations, especially the younger grades. And then the teacher need, geometry, because that reoccurred. And I think if we took care of the teacher need, it might not become a student need later on. Some limitations in my study. There was a limited amount of teachers that completed the survey. Only 12%, which is only 2 teachers out of the 10 that I was asking to participate. And I also found that our STAR math data, first of all, it was discontinued this fall. We did not use it, so it was a bit difficult to go back and find that information from last spring. And then also it may not have been completely accurate regarding students this fall. But with that said, after studying the STAR math assessment data from last spring, I understand why it was probably discontinued for this fall, why that decision was probably made. It was not the source of data that I found the most valuable. I also know that the reason we began using that is because it was an area where we could do a quick progress monitoring using the computer for students, and maybe we can find other ways of doing that progress monitoring where the data is a little bit more valuable. And I also now wish I would have included in my survey the special ed teachers and the ed techs. I did not give those surveys to them. I only gave it to classroom teachers. And so I'm just curious as to how their surveys might have affected the data, since they do work with a population of students that the regular classroom teacher wouldn't see all the time. Thank you for listening to my action research project. Have a great day.